PPAP. Add some music. I have a Minecraft mug. I have a kettle. Heat changing Minecraft mug. Just so you know, the more you watch me drink from this mug, it's going to slowly change back, which is going to be absolutely magical. And it'll just show you how long or how cold my coffee is at the end of this video. Hello everyone and welcome back to Coffee Time, the greatest show on planet Earth, obviously, according to me. My name's Mikey and you're on Hellstormwargaming on YouTube, I guess. We're going to do Today's going to be a little bit different. In last week's video, I asked people to, essentially I mentioned that I was going to do like a Q&A for this week. And then I put like a post out yesterday for you, today for me, to essentially do a little bit of a Q&A, have a little bit of chat, because I just want to chat to you guys. I don't really have any topics in particular that I want to talk about to do with Warhammer. I just wanted to give you an update and tell you what's going on, because life is interesting right now. I mean, I have a cool Minecraft mug, that's quite interesting. So if you don't know me, then I apologise. A lot of what I'm about to say you probably don't care about. In recent months, the world has changed in very interesting ways. For me, Hellstorm has always been like a side project, a part-time thing. Something that I do for fun with friends, which has always been a good laugh. Basically, because of recent events, obviously, a lot of people are finding themselves in the position that I found myself in. Basically, work came to an end, as it were. Now, you might have noticed that in the past few months, that especially ever since the launch of 9th edition, the content that we've been putting out has been on a really good schedule. It's been on time every week. It's been essentially a stream every single Monday at 6 PM BST with Jay from Mohawk Miniatures. On a Wednesday, I put out a new battle report on Hellstorm Premium, or essentially Hellstormwargaming.co.uk, our paid service, or you can join down below and become tier 3 and you get the same content there. Every single Friday I put out a battle report, again for free on YouTube, and then I do coffee time every single Sunday, which is where you are right now. Before March, I was basically doing Hellstorm as a hobby, as a kind of hobby that made a bit of money, obviously, but mainly as a hobby, with the intention of basically doing this as a job one day. And when the lockdown happened, I was actually furloughed quite late into it. I think I was furloughed, for those of you who don't know, is essentially where the government pays your wages rather than your employer, because they can't afford to pay you anymore, or they can save money and whatever. In May this year, I was furloughed for 3 months, and that meant that I essentially was still being paid, but I didn't have to go to work. I was just at home. I was working at home from home before then, but then I was furloughed after that. However, come the end of July, basically things happened. Nothing negative, but essentially I don't work for the company I worked for anymore. So I currently would say I was unemployed. However, I essentially put all of my time and effort into doing Hellstorm and making videos for you guys that you guys have really enjoyed. We had a really positive outcome from that. We've had a really good month in terms of new people coming through, in terms of new subscribers, in terms of buying t-shirts and stuff like that. So I just want to say that now, probably not ready for it. We're not quite there yet, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. I'm going to be an absolute mad lad. So now I just want to say, a lot of people do know this already because I kind of mentioned it on stream, but now Hellstormwargaming is my full-time job, and that is really weird to say out loud. It sounds very bizarre. Yeah, so essentially I make YouTube videos for you guys full-time now, and I just wanted to officially tell you. So again, we're probably not in the best position for it right now. It's the worst time to do something like this, but I feel like this is the time now more than ever that I can give it a go. If you want to support the channel, then like the video, share it with your friends. If you want to support us further, consider buying some merch, become a member of the channel, or join us at Hellstormwargaming.co.uk, or even on patreon.com/Hellstormwargaming. So I'm going to stop begging now. That's it. I just wanted to say that this is my job now. You can expect to see the same amount of content coming out as it is. So a live stream every Monday, battle report on Premium every Wednesday, or a new video every Wednesday, battle report or a new video on Friday, and then a coffee time every single Sunday for the foreseeable. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how long I can keep it up for before I have to go and get a real job again. I want to thank you to everyone who has bought some merchandise, who has joined the channel, who has supported me on Hellstorm, or supported us on Hellstormwargaming.co.uk. I couldn't even consider doing something like this without the support we've already had. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone. I just want to say how super lucky I am and how privileged I feel where I can actually be in this position to even consider it. And I want to say a massive thank you to you guys at home, and a massive shout out to the team for helping me do everything. A special shout out to Tom, who's been editing list videos for the past 3 months, and he's probably fed up with me. Now that's out of the way. Again, I asked people to do, we're going to do some question and answers. I basically said, does anyone want to ask me a question about anything? and I've got a whole bunch of questions that we can go through today. Some of them quite funny, some of them aren't, but we'll see how we get on. So to begin with, obviously I've got 5 questions from one person. What is your favorite unit to use in game? I think my favorite unit is the Plague Toad, but they don't actually have rules anymore. I'm actually rebasing them. So the Plague Toads from Forge, the Demon Toads of Nurgle, the Pox Riders of Nurgle, these are just so cool because people really underestimate them. I'm talking about the old rules that they have now, but now they don't have any rules, whatever. They fly, which not a lot of people realise because they hippity hoppity into your property. And essentially they were just like super resilient and they didn't die, which is great. But sadly, because they don't have any points in the Munitorum Field Manual and they're not in the Warhammer 40,000 app, I'm actually rebasing them onto 50s. So I can use them as Chaos Spawn. If you could have a game tomorrow against anyone in the world, who would you like to play on or off camera? One of my favourite creators on the platform for Warhammer is Winter's SEO, and I know the guy, and I think he's a legend, and I absolutely love him to bits, but I never actually played him, so I'd love to play him sometime. Hint, hint. What is your favourite non-Astartes army, lore, and crunch? So I got into the hobby from playing Dawn of War, the video game. My favourite part of that was Dark Crusade, which is the 3rd expansion where you basically conquered a planet. I always loved the interaction between Blood Ravens and Necrons, so obviously I've painted a Necron army quite recently. You can watch me doing that here, and I essentially speed painted that, but I used to have like a traditional Sortek or Sautek army, you know, silver boys, green rods, all the Shazam. I actually sold the Blood Ravens army to buy that because I wanted to get into Necrons, and then bought another Blood Ravens army. But yeah, Necrons, the lore before, below, or after the 5th edition codex. I have every single Necron codex. I have the limited edition one that Alex bought me as well from 7th edition one, which is really cool. So Necrons are like, what would you be top 3 quick tips for someone who is new to the hobby? Buy an airbrush, because ever since I bought one of those. I know it's an expensive output, but it is a game changer in terms of painting, and it's so much fun. Buy an army that looks cool. Try not to chase the meta too early, because that's something that I did, and I started buying a lot of models very quickly, which got very expensive and ended up being essentially loads of models just sat on a shelf. Like I had like 5 Wraith Knights at one point during 7th edition. I just did nothing with them. They were all on sprue. So yeah, don't chase the meta too quickly. Try and just enjoy yourself first and learn the game and learn the models, learn the lore and stuff like that. Find which bit that you enjoy the most, and then if chasing the meta is the best bit, then you've got an airbrush so you can paint them quickly. And third and final one, just try and find a good group of mates. Like if you've got someone who keeps smashing in your face every week, then don't play that person. Play someone, just find like some of the best friends I've got are part of the team. I met all of those through Warhammer, and yeah, just find the right group of people and you'll go a long way. Thanks Max for all those questions. Hey guys, quick question. Are you able to ship to Canada during all this BS? Yeah, we ship our merch all over the world. Please buy our merch. Second question, are there any Small Board Gang shirts left? Because I've played a few games now, I am #Small Board Gang. Thanks and keep it up. Sadly not. The Small Board Gang t-shirt was limited run. So essentially the way we're going to be doing t-shirt merch is essentially like limited runs. So we'll never have like a stock of t-shirts, because long and short of it, it's hard to keep stock of t-shirts because you never know how many you need of the right size, and then you run out of this particular size and you have to buy more. We wouldn't be able to stock multiple designs. You have to have just one design and keep that one in. So all of our t-shirts are going to be limited run, such as the one we've currently dropped now. It's the Firstborn Gym t-shirt. I'm really happy with this one. That's going to be available all of this month. So if you want to support the channel, you want to wear a cool shirt, then consider ordering one today. David says, played any TTS 40k? Would you? How about with BQT? Hello. Played TTS 40k. I played with Angel from Deep Game Spain, and we actually played live on stream, which is pretty fun. But I hate TTS 40k. Like I've played TTS AOS on the channel, and that was fine. But playing TTS 40k was an absolute horrific because of terrain. Just like terrain's really hard to maneuver on there. So like AOS, you just got models, you just chuck them up the board and then charge, and it's fine. So Warhammer 40k question: who is going to finally kill the Emperor? I don't know. Cypher, let's say that. He's been trying for a while, so. Somebody unexpected, obviously, and then he won't die, he'll come back to life. Gnome says, how do I tell my wife that board size doesn't matter? If she's questioning it, then you need to get rid of her. Sorry, wife. Is 20 minutes long enough for a stream or even necessary for a non-interactive video? Discuss. Agree with you. Phonic says, so much room for activities. My guy. Should people put off buying models until their respective factions get a new codex? It's a real tough one, because I understand, because like whenever I'm like working towards a new army, like I'm working towards Necrons. I bought loads of Doom Sides and stuff. The problem is you never know what's going to happen, so it kind of depends what type of player you are. If you wanted to play competitively, then probably wait until the codex comes out, or maybe buy some core units. If you're playing for fun, it doesn't really matter, just buy what's cool. Steven says, I spent ages, Mikey, thinking of a question that wasn't sarcastic or taking the piss. I came up with nothing. Then it occurred to me, do Black Templars chaplains get Imperial's Fist litany? I don't get the rules from the codex, but it's from Faith and Fury, and they are successors. Do they still get it in your opinion? Hope you haven't made the video already, though. I am your 3 times subscribers. Don't make me ask in Discord. Thanks, Steve. Yeah, I was expecting a lot more like jokey questions, but I got a lot of rules questions, but there you go. Black Templars are essentially technically successors of Imperial Fist, but by the rules they are no way connected, so they don't get the litany. Are both pairs of sunglasses in the picture Imperium approved eyewear from this picture? Yes. As you mostly play Space Marines, what are your thoughts on the current meta being 2 lopsiders? Has the gap ever been this wide in 8th? Yeah, Space Marines like weren't anything until the codex came out in August. They were like just a laughing stock, and I was playing them, and I was #1 Marine player in the UK before that codex came out, and everyone else jumped on them. But yeah, I mean, the game will never be balanced, I don't think, because that's not the way GW sells models. It is quite frustrating for someone on the outside, but I think there should have been more releases in this time period, and there should have been more updates, more tournaments to kind of correct those updates. So Marines definitely aren't the best army right now. They're definitely up there with a few armies, but they aren't the #1 army. They're really actually quite hard to play if you want to do well. So we'll just have to see. When GW announced the universal stat and weapon changes across all Imperial factions, including Chaos Marines, why wouldn't they simultaneously apply the change instead of making the majority of factions have to wait several months for an official codex drop when we know what's happening? Well, technically nothing's changed as of yet. The stat changes won't be happening until October. competitively, I'm going to take them as the best chapter that I can, because I want to be able to have the competitive edge. Now, if my army's playing as Ultramarines, then I've got to play them as Ultramarines, which means I'm kind of limited to what I can do with them. Whereas I'm playing as, and it's something that doesn't have any rules, where I can choose what I want to be, I can have that edge. So again, if you're playing for fun, it's a very different story. If you're playing competitively, then like custom successor is like king. Doom says, of all games of 9th edition you played so far, which was the most enjoyable and what made it enjoyable? Thinking mainly of the gaming side, not the opponent, although obviously that is a factor to a good game. The best game I've seen is Valorant versus Elliot, which is absolutely hilarious. But the best game I've played have been like the closest one. So we had one between me and Danny, which was Drakari versus Alpha Legion. We had another one between me and Andy, which was last week, Space Marines versus Guard. And then we've got another one that's coming out on Premium, not this week, week after. So the 16th between me and Billy, which was Slanesh Demons versus Drakari, and that was just like an ace game. I really enjoy games that are close and they're like not one-sided whatsoever. Polix says, what's your favourite and least favourite army to play against? Also, what's the shit going on? What the shit's going on with Forge World? Well, no one knows what's going on with Forge World. We've spoken about, we've got Plague Toads that don't have points but they have rules, but whatever. Favorite army to play against? I love playing against armies that I win against. I love playing against like really fun armies and things that like catch me off guard but are also exciting at the same time. Like not so much where it's an automatic win, but where it's like close and it's quite interesting throughout. So Custodies are a good one. Space Marines are also a kind of like an obvious one. Drakari always catch me off guard as well. My least favourite army to play against is Tau. No offence to Tau players, except all of the offence. I just never seem to know how to beat them. I'm just terrible at it. So Tau or Knights, because they're kind of like one-dimensional. It's like run at your opponent, kill them, and then win. Don't play the mission at all. What are your plans for the channel going forward? Kind of keep things up at the minute. Keep up the release rate. Again, because of the fact that it's my job, I need to make sure that I'm keeping like a bottom line of here's the amount of content we put out. My coffee's gone cold now. But I'd love to do a Crusade campaign. I have lots of ideas that I want to improve how we film stuff as well. So essentially, I don't want to run before I can walk, but I want to improve what I'm already doing and kind of become a master of that and then kind of expand a little bit. So I have plans to do like other games. Obviously, we really like doing AOS. I was almost interested in doing some other games as well, but we just have to see. But essentially, like double down on what I'm already doing, try and make it better, try and make it more fun for you guys. Essentially, we'll see after that. Maybe Crusade. Also, bonus question: when is Elliot's video on Valorant because he didn't kill him in game? There's actually quite a few of these, to be honest. But the problem is I've not been able to film with Elliot for a few weeks because of obviously everything that's happening. Elliot, Tank, and Danny all live in Manchester, so it's kind of like a bit sketchy at the minute. How do you feel about the handling of Kill Team? How they keep posting ads on their social media? I mean, what's wrong with it? The game still works. What is John says? What is the likelihood that you could pull all UK Sandstone Necron players into a game? Very unlikely, but I also think that would be absolutely fantastic in a monstrous way, and I think it needs to happen. Midwinter Minis, let's go. We need to rally everybody up. What's your favourite beer and why is it a Belgian beer? It is actually a Belgian beer. It's a Straf Hendrik vintage. My favourite beer. Favourite cake? Red Velvet. What do you name your boat if you had one? Boat. What's the worst Hellstorm injury, not including getting driven into the back of? I don't actually know. Like, a lot of people don't know. Me and Dan were in a car accident in February 2018, and ever since I have like extreme back problems. So like I struggle to sleep and I can't move and my back seizes up all the time, which is great. Other than that, just stubbing my fucking toe on the fucking board. I hate it. And then, you know, nothing else. I don't know. What's your hidden talent? I'm really good at Warhammer. I play bass. I played bass since I was probably around the same time I started playing Warhammer. I started playing bass as well. I play bass and I can play drums as well. I play keyboard. And I've recorded an album, so there you go. Favourite energy drink? Sod coffee, we're not boobers. G Fuel, use code Hellstorm, and if it doesn't work, email them and ask them why. What's your least favourite part about 9th edition? The secondaries, man. The secondaries just don't work in the game. Like, a lot of them are really good, but the way that they stack up against each other is just wrong. I always feel like a dirty player when I'm like, I'm going to take a Bowler Witch and Assassinate because you've got a heavy Psyker army. Because I just like, any army that just bleeds secondaries for no reason. Like, thin their ranks and Big Game Hunter, bring it down against Imperial Guard. It's just big feels bad. Secondaries shouldn't stack and there should be more options. The fact that you're not penalised for spamming Eradicators and Aggressors, because in ITC there was Gangbusters. So, yeah, sort the secondaries and it's a good game. Who do you think is going to win out of Winter's SEO, Valrak, Looting, and Midwinter Minis? But in what sort of competition? Because, like, if they're talking about, if it's to do with the lore, if it's being the biggest virgin, then probably Valrak.
Hello and welcome to Hellstormwargaming, where we play Warhammer and we don't talk about the lore because the lore is for
What is the meaning of life? 42. Are these excessive for a Gravis Captain and Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminator? Yes. Which Primarch is the biggest simp for Daddy E? Gunnerman. What ship are you on in PSO? I actually can't remember what it's called. I'll find out. Do you think it's irresponsible for people to be running wargaming events, given how tricky it seems to get the general public to wear a mask properly and the general guideline of only mixing two households? Interesting question. Yes and no. It totally depends on the person running the event and how they're handling everything. Like, not to toot my own horn, but I essentially pride myself on the way that we are now running events safely, following all guidelines put in place. We run our events at Sanctuary Gaming Centre, which are open for business now, and you can play there. And essentially, it comes down to the person who actually attends the events to buy a ticket with the right mindset to say, I'm going to go play and be safe. It's a case of the TO has to have zero tolerance on everything. I have a zero tolerance on masks. If someone takes the mask off for no reason, then I'm going to kick them out of the event. But at the end of the day, it's up to people to make their own judgments now, because it's not against the law to do anything. So could you consider it irresponsible? Yes, but only if they're not following the right guideline. If they are following the right guidelines, then there's not much more we can do. The problem is with something like this is the world has to go on, and we have to make sure we're just safe while we're doing it. Do you think there'll be any new races of factions in 9th? If yes, what do you want and what do you think we will get? I love another Xenos army. I'm not really sure what type, but I think another alien would be really good, because so aliens need some more love, but they also maybe something tied into another faction, like maybe a side faction of Necrons or a side faction of Orcs or something, or maybe not Tyranids, because I've already got one, but because the fact that Imperium Chaos is so large in terms of what you can soup with, whereas the Xenos armies kind of, maybe Tau as well, they're all kind of like independent really. You've got like 3 Eldar, you've got like 2 Tyranids, and then everything else is kind of like independent. And I think that kind of like makes Xenos players feel a little bit left out. If there was like another super faction, because they aren't a super faction, they're kind of treated as one, but they're not. They're all separate. Whereas Imperium, you've got everything, and Chaos, you've got all the other stuff, and then you've got like Xenos armies like split up a lot. So maybe like a second faction or a third faction to kind of mix in with one that we've already got, and that kind of takes it in another direction would be fun. And that's it. That's all the questions. So a little bit longer than I realised. A few more people came in with questions than I thought. But again, hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it's a little bit different, not quite as memey, but not like a true topic, but just a sit down chat, which is nice sometimes. I want to say a massive thank you again to everyone who does support the channel, for you guys for watching, for liking the videos, for commenting. If you do support financially, then I can't thank you enough. And if you do buy some merchandise, I do hope you like it. And I want to thank you for buying it as well. So again, I need all the help I can get now. So I'm only going to be begging a little bit. But I just want to say a massive thank you for everyone supporting the channel. Again, I couldn't be where I am without you guys here today. So yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart. But that's the end of the video, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I might do another Q&A in a couple of months maybe. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I love you all very much. I've been Mikey, this has been Hellstormwargaming, and hopefully we'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye now. Hello, small board gang. A lot of you have been asking about this shirt, and a lot of you have already received this shirt. Look how awesome everybody looks in this shirt. I look pretty awesome in this shirt. Do you look awesome in this shirt? It's a cool shirt, right? It's like literally finest of quality, the highest of quality, the best quality. The best quality you'll ever seen in this shirt from my YouTubers. Well, do you want this shirt? No! You missed out. Blocker. I said to you it was limited edition, so why do you keep messaging me asking for this damn shirt? Limited edition. You can't buy this shirt anymore. As cool as it is, you cannot buy it. However, one small opportunity for you. You fools. You missed out on this shirt, but don't miss out again. We have a brand new shirt for you. It's coming to you right now. Here, have a look at this. Look, let's take this shirt. There we go. How cool is this shirt? Right? It's like the small board gang one, but with the new design superimposed on it. You get it in multiple colours, multiple shirt styles maybe. We'll find out. But if you like the look of this shirt, it is only available this month, and let me explain how it works. During the month of September, you can order this shirt. If you order it via our website and you're a premium subscriber, you'll also get a discount. At the end of the month, we'll collect those orders, put those orders forward. You should receive your shirt during the month of October, if not, at the very worst, early November. We do this so we don't have to hold loads of stock of the same shirt and then never sell them, which means we never make shirts again. But we're super happy with this digital design of this shirt that has been drawn by John Scrivens. So order yours today. There's a link in the description. It goes to our website. You can order it today. It's all PayPal approved, and you can look as good as I will, but without having to superimpose it later in post. So buy your shirt today at hellstormwargaming.co.uk/shop and join the Firstborn Gym and train your way to 2 wounds. Buy a shirt today.